Oh, Laszlo, that's what I love about you. You can tell a bald-faced lie and still sound sincere. I forgot my compact. I'll be right back.
Give me that key.
Unnatural. No daddy for the baby. And no fun trying.
I'm going to have to agree with Blanche on this one. Half the fun is in getting there. And boy, did your father and I have fun trying for you.
No, I don't think I want to hear this.
I wasn't going to... Daughter. Each generation improves upon it in some way. Like, for instance, it was my great-grandmother who added heat. What did you add, Sophia? A mouthful of wine.
Great or gorgeous?
Gorgeous.
Well, what about sexy?
Yes.
Enticing?
I'll handle this. Blanche, no woman ever looked better than you look right now, and no one ever will.
Thanks. See, you just have a little tickle in your throat. All right, come on, let's go. Joanne, come on, let's
Blanche, please, my body aches.
Well, so does mine, honey. That's why I want to go out on this date.
She sounds pretty terrific. I bet she's gorgeous, too.
No, the daughter had a nose job and she had her mother's nose. Evidently, it was a honker. Are you all right?
It is so good to see you. Everybody, Michael is here.
Oh. Look, Rose, it's Michael. I'm not falling for that again.
Hi, Blanche, Rose. Oh, Grandma, you look more beautiful than ever.
Relax, you're already in the will. Now come give me a hug.
You're only saying that because you're my friend, Rose. Sophia, tell me the truth. Am I a bad mother?
You did what you had to do.
Well, then why do I feel so terrible?
Because it is not easy being a mother. If it were easy, fathers would do it.
Why can't kids understand that we're just trying to do what's best for them?
40 died cases of peanut brittle.
You really think selling candy's going to qualify you for that prestigious award?
Oh, excuse me. I didn't realize that slipping my tongue to half the firemen in the county was the more lofty social...
Well, I guess that settles it. I guess I won the award. Oh, Rose, you're such a good person. Many, many times I wished you were my daughter.
Ah, please.
And you, Dorothy, are a total disappointment. I can understand why Rose is dumping you as her bowling partner.
Rose is dumping Blanche. She is not dumping me.
Dorothy, you're home. Where's Angela?
Still out in the car. Aunt Angela, you were supposed to wait in the car. Did anyone see you?
Relax. Somebody passed by and I made like I was a lawn jockey. I think it worked. His dog...
He is not sure how I feel. He wants me to make the first move.
Oh, gee, I hadn't counted on this. She makes good sense.
I want to thank you for helping me think this through. You know, up until now, I honestly had a few doubts, but after talking to you, I know exactly...
Just doesn't belong with certain people. He's a blue jeans kind of guy. This is a black tie affair. We wouldn't have any fun.
Blanche, sometimes you act just like a woman I knew in St. Olaf. Please, no one say what woman.
Blanche, Jake is crazy about you. You'll break his heart.
Sorry. Rose, what is going on here?
Blanche gave me a detective for my birthday.
How you doing?
She was afraid you might be cheating on me.
Oh, I see. Well, Blanche is a good friend. I suppose she was just looking out for you.
Oh, I'm so glad.
They're almost as far off on your age as you are. I wonder how this could have happened.
I know how it happened because I know who took that picture. Chugga Dietz, the obituary editor. I never dreamed when I dropped him he'd be so vindictive. 68. Can you believe that? 68?
Oh, Ted is just a doctor and a pillar of his community. Well, on the other hand, you were the king of padded toilet seats.
Hey, they sold real well for a while, even put our daughter through college.
They got me through some tough times, too.
Page. I had to take a Dramamine to get through chapter 3. Blanche, the waves are a metaphor. You see, a metaphor... I know what a metaphor is, dear. I'm not a dummy.
Blanche, what's a metaphor?
It's when you started learning a few things, I realized that the effort is worth it. Now, I still have a long way to go, but Becky and I are doing okay. Oh, I feel so silly. I came out here to talk some sense into you, and you didn't even need me. Oh, yes, I did, Rose. I needed you to see that you were right.
Nature's best creations from extinction. Your Honor, you have the opportunity today to make a very disillusioned lawyer happy. Please answer to a law higher than this state's and dispense some real justice here.
All right, Darcy, let's get out of here.
Ma, we have to pay our respects to the family. And listen, if you see Max, I don't want you making an...
It really was a spasm.
I love you. I said... Anyone else?
Honey, you sure you're going to be all right here alone?
She'll be fine. If someone breaks in, she'll just have to sleep with them.
I'll call if there's any change.
Come on, Dorothy, I'll take you home.
No, I'm not leaving.
Then we'll all stay.
No, you go.
Oh, no, we're not going anywhere.
I would rather be alone, please.
Are you sure, babe?
Would it be stupid to ask for a group hug before we leave?
Of course not. Rose has got to find some new role models.
Relax, she's not the Lone Ranger. She'll be back. I sent her to the cafeteria to get me a sandwich.
Hello. How are you feeling?
I'm exhausted.
How's our little patient doing?
Fine. Just find a little groggy, that's all.
Sophia, I was getting ready to go to the shelter. What are you doing here?
Angelo, you're my big brother. I can only come to you. I'm in trouble.
Then the boy will marry you.
Oh, it's making me crazy.
I give up.
Look at me.
What?
You're getting a cold.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Tomorrow you'll have a cold.
What is this, the cut? Are you ready? I just heard Rose and Kirsten pull up.
Oh, let's hide.
Wait, you really think it's such a great idea to scream surprise at someone who just had heart surgery?
Surprise! For who? You're slouching. You're trying to pretend you're not tall. You do it all the time.
I do not.
Yes, you do. Ever since you changed schools in the 4th grade, the kids thought you were the substitute teacher.
Well, girls, I did it. I finally broke down and bought that dress I've been eyeing for a month.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to wear the same silk one you wore to last year's banquet.
Oh, no, I changed. Rose.
He knew that she came from St. Olaf. I mean, everything else, Rose probably volunteered. You know her. A stranger says hello, and suddenly he's hearing the life story of Uncle Fingerbinger and his 30-pound rutabaga.
Then this is all just a scam to bilk Rose out of some money?
Absolutely.
That. You have another date with Ken. Oh, Sophia, do you believe it?
And I thought my head was spinning from the splash of vino in my lemonade.
Sophia, you don't put wine in your lemonade.
No. You're right, I don't. It was a
Here and hit those books.
If you want a diploma, you have to apply yourself. Do you think Bob Hope got all those degrees without studying?
Rose, let me handle this. Listen, Blanche, nobody said that going back to...
You look terrific when you haven't changed a bit in 40 years.
Angelo, you're a priest. You shouldn't lie.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Before the trip, I said an extra 50 Hail Marys in case I felt like cutting a loose. Dorothy.
Oh, sure. Your husband or your boyfriend dumped you. Oh, honey, don't let it get you down. It's just the nature of the beast. They'd do it in the mud if they had to. You just go sleep with his best friend. That'll even up the score.
Am I on candid camera?
Aurora doing today?
Oh, what a good girl she was this morning. She was just smiling and smiling and smiling. I know sometimes it's just gas, but she was so cute.
Up my entire bottle of porcelana. Look at all these liver spots. I got more brown skin than the Temptations.
Ma, I'll get you another bottle. I wish you would at least try to get along with her.
I have tried to get along. Did I complain when I had to share my bed with her?
Yes.
Did I complain when she used my polygrip to fix the heel on her shoe?
Honey, I'll be with you in 2 minutes.
There, use these potatoes for raw tomatoes.
Sophia, I don't think this'll work.
Yes, it will. We just say it fast. Make a little potato. Make a little potato.
What are you two doing?
It's Christmas. Look, please have some cheesecake on me, all right?
Oh, well, that's very sweet.
My pleasure.
Now I know I'm depressed. I don't even want this cheesecake.
Are you ladies having a bad Christmas?
Oh, worse.
I'm a little down myself. I mean, it's tough working on Christmas Eve. I wish I had a little time to spend with my family.
Oh, we know exactly how you feel.
Coming. Blanche, hello. Come in, come in. Oh, you have brought your friends to see.
I'm here on an age discrimination case, and you're telling me I'm too old?
Oh, it is not me. It is Enrique Mas.
I'm confused.
Please, let me explain. You see, there are two me's. There is Enrique Mas, the dedicated consumer advocate, fighting me.
The old one isn't so crazy about you.
Roger likes everybody else in the office. I don't know why he doesn't like me. I go out of my way to be friendly. You know that happy thought of the day that I write down and give to everyone? He doesn't even like that. I have a plan.
Being a respectable married woman, I cop a few good feels. Push him away and run back to the party. But I have to tell someone what happened. So I tell the only person in the world I trust, my sister Angela. 5 minutes later, everybody at the party is talking about it. So I drag Angela into the pantry and ask her how she could have that chance.
Sophia, I think I see what you're getting at.
I don't think you do. Blanche, will you marry me?
Thank you, Sophia. I need to go talk.
My Heine's asleep.
Fine, we'll keep our voices down.
It's a beautiful thing you two have together.
What?
You and Sophia are the closest mother and daughter I ever... Hi, Mom. Mom, this...
Don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me it's Dennis. Oh, my God, he's beautiful.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, flowers. Oh, my. You know, your father used to bring me tulips. Yesterday it was the 12th annual. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise.
Dorothy, now cut it out. What are we going to do?
We'll figure out some arrangements. We always make do. Besides, everything will work out fine as long as I do not have to sleep with Rose.
Me? Why don't you want to sleep with me?
Like a fool.
I wondered where they moved the party to.
This is the ladies' room. This is where ladies go to the bathroom.
Wow! How do you lift this baby up?
Isaac, later.
I guess you have to stand back when you flush this thing.
Ben. Yes, as a matter of fact, I am free tonight. Well, I would just love to meet for drinks. 7 is perfect. Bye.
Blanche, don't tell me that you were talking to Tom Gallagher.
Then what if I was?
But you have plans with John tonight.
Come on, give us a hug.
Oh, Trudy, it's so good to see you again. Honey, I want you to meet my roommates, Rose and Blanche.
It's a pleasure.
Oh, Dorothy's told us so much about you.
All good, I hope.
Well, actually... Everybody, look what I have. Where did you find the... Don't say it. What is our name?
This is Danny.
Dorothy, what in the world is that?
It's a flounder, Blanche. What do you think it is?
What's that baby again?
STEM Conference, July 1945. Present were Truman, Stalin, Trebek.
And now, from...
Pussycat, can you lend me $20?
Ma, this is the second time this week that you've come to me for money. Now, what happened to your allowance?
Something's come up. A medical emergency. Can I have the money?
What medical... Ma, what's wrong?
I think I'm pregnant.
Rhode Island. Charge us.
I'll ask him. Vincenzo, quanto costa?
Costa? Oh, gratis, gratis. A me mi piace di lavorare, poi mi allontano dal centro, capisci? A me mi piace di stare in compagnia delle belle ragazzine, capisci?
He says he'll do it for nothing. He likes getting away from the center.
Pregnant woman that her husband's been cheating on her with her own sister. And you're the sister. And you're pregnant too. By her husband.
You didn't.
Not me! Last night on Dallas. Married, but after his wife died, there was no stopping him.
So?
Well, we could finally consummate our long and burning passion.
And...
It took about 10 minutes. He wore his watch
Too far away, because I'm afraid they'll be painful. It's hardest on holidays, or when I'm lying in bed alone at night. But remembering Charlie with you is wonderful. I'm glad I met you, buddy. But I don't love...
In the Christmas pageant over at the convent. Remember that, Sister Rose?
Oh, my, yes, Sister Blanche is quite an actress.
Yeah, she'd have to be to make anyone believe she was a virgin.
Stanley, you're a pig in a cheap suit.
Laszlo.
Rose, I have to ask you something.
Oh, I know what it is. You're going to ask me to pose for you, too.
No, I'm not.
Oh. Oh, well, I'm so embarrassed.
That's it! That's exactly the quality I want to capture. Oh, take me.
Well, I don't know how you're going to take this, so I'll tell you flat out. There's a lady friend that I've been spending a lot of time with recently.
Oh, do I know her?
Well, I don't think so. Helen and Rooney McCoy introduced me to the widow Spencer at their son's wedding a few months ago.
I'd like to meet her sometime.
Missy, she's going to be here tomorrow evening.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to Sunny Meadows.
Thank you. We don't. Whoa!
This Klingon Spritzer show me.
Excuse me. Where would you like me to put this?
Oh, buy me a drink and we'll talk. Lunch. I'm sorry. Just hold on to it.
No! After I spread the ashes and said a little prayer, I went down to City Hall and I told them what I had done. And I pointed out that it might not be such a good idea to disturb a person's final resting place. And it doesn't look like they're going to cut the tree down after all.
Rose, that's lovely. Odd, but lovely.
Oh, well, it turns out he was a rat.
You know, I once prepared a 6-course meal with what I thought was chicken. But it turned out to be
Rose, in my heart, I cannot believe that Miles is a rat. He just fell in with the wrong people, that's all. Now, look,
It was a tragedy.
Rose, you've been rehearsing for 3 days. Why are you making a scene now?
Well, that was the first time we rehearsed the ending. I didn't know that Turkey and Henny and Goosey were all eaten by Foxy Loxy. Oh, the humanity.
Rose, you mean you didn't even...
The rebel. I wanted to see the world. That's why after high school I went to St. Gustav University to study Latin.
I didn't know you studied Latin.
First in my class. Orothy Day.
Oh, girls, what a great night. Stevie went 3 for 4.
Oh, you were at the game.
There was a game? That man just makes me feel so young, like I was back in high school again. Remember how you used to feel when your boyfriend... I'll tell you what won't work, honey. That's you and me here in the same office. Stealing that banquet from me was bad enough, but when you start hiding things from me, you have gone too far. If you want this job that bad that you have to lie and cheat and sneak around, then you can have it. I quit.
people only use the when a really big storm is a-coming or a-brewing, so grab a sack and start a-shoveling.
Ma, the weather report said nothing about a hurricane.
Ida Perlberg down at the senior center woke up this morning with a leg cramp. Need I say more?
But I can't do this.
Of course you
Honey,
can.
you were
Rose.
doing just fine. Well, that's because you were here. Tomorrow I'll be out there all alone, staring at my relatives who'll be ready to hoot and snicker at the first crack in my voice. They'll think I'm an idiot.
Please, it's family. They know you're an idiot.
Decorations in Macy's window, the show at Radio City, skaters on the ice at Mitsubishi Center.
In the old days on Christmas Eve, we used to go to midnight mass. Remember, Dorothy?
Sure I do. Oh, Ma, the music.
Blanche, you were unfaithful to George?
Oh, of course not. I was only flirting. There's nothing wrong with that. It keeps you healthy, keeps you in shape, keeps your buttocks firm.
And I wasted all that time on jazzercise.
I have to confess, I was paralyzed with fear. I kept thinking to myself, what is a simple Protestant farm girl doing in the parking lot of a gin mill in a flashy, fast-paced city like Tyler's Landing? So did you get out of the truck or what? Of course. I marched up to the door.
Both threw up a little.
Honey, did that mean old lady put you in the garage?
No, the mean young lady did. Rose, Ted's coming over later, and I just don't want that dog making a big mess. He's already been into my personal things.
Well, maybe we should get him some rubber toys.
They do seem to be as...
Rose, is your neck bothering you again?
Yeah, and I'm going to do something about it.
I'm glad you've come to your senses. There is nothing worse than a pain in the neck.
You staying with us, Sophia?
Unless there's a bidding war with the neighbors.
Well, even if we lose, at least I'll be close by.
worry. There won't be any trouble. They'll all stay in my room.
Oh, Ma, 3 people in one bed? What'll the Boscos say?
If you're throwing a goat, they'll say this is...
Lose you. That's why I made up those stories about the bank robbery. $45,000 was my life savings. I thought with that money I could treat you like you ought to be treated. Like a queen.
I can't believe this.
I can't believe it either.
Show you. Look, 10 carats and not a flaw. I brought it today on time.
Very nice. Look, I was thinking, maybe you shouldn't go through with this.
No, I have to go. I've never felt so happy.
Just excited, spiritually confused. Did I mention excited?
Let the games begin.
Oh boy. So, how do I start?
Oh, sense of humor. Does it bother you that I gain weight?
Oh, I'm just so glad to have you back again. Listen, let's go and I'll show you where you'll be staying so you can unpack your things.
Now I understand why she's sleeping in Blanche's bed. We know it can support the weight of an average female and 2 Venezuelan soccer players.
You can't afford all that stuff on a vice cop salary. Who knew, huh?
Aunt Blanche, I'm a grown woman. I can live my life any way I want to.
Oh, I know that. I just don't think this is the way you really want to live it.
Is it my fault men find me attractive?
No, honey, what they find you...
Mike!
Oh, really? Well, back in St. Olaf, nobody could tell us apart. You can imagine all the fun we have playing tricks on our teachers in school.
Which of you brothers has custody of the brain? So, what...
Why don't you just sleep on it, Rose? I know you'll make the right decision. The right decision. The right decision.
Come in. About it. Seeing him push those little pigs around in a baby carriage. Getting hit with a bucket of confetti anytime you want. And sitting up there in the stands, watching him sweep that spotlight into a little circle and thinking, that's my man.
Dorothy's capable of making her own decisions. Does any of this make any sense to you, Sophia?
Not completely. I still think Rose has the capacity to kill.
Oh, Rose, sorry, honey, pencils down.
I could have used a pencil? Someone was supposed to pick me up an hour ago. I can't figure out what's taking them so long.
Ma, when are you going to stop? Now, look, you're not going anywhere, so why don't you just put down your suitcase and you and I'll go off and see a movie?
You go to a movie. In a few hours, I'll be basking on a beautiful white beach, trying to keep the sand out of my wrinkles.
When Kendall told her the truth, she flew into a jealous rage. She plunged the steak knife into his chest. That tramp murdered my lover.
I know Blanche Devereaux, Lieutenant, and this tramp is incapable of committing murder.
Okay, we got a name.
Derek, something. Oh, Dorothy, he's so classy. He's English. You know what that means.
You've completed your Men of Western Europe collection.
You're not going to spoil this for me, Dorothy. He is perfect. He just takes my breath away.
Sophia has men chasing her, and I can't even get one to write me a letter.
You want Billy, you got him. What's wrong with him? There's nothing wrong with him. Okay, so he's 90. He has the profile of a tom turkey, and his butt hits his heels when he walks. He thinks he can pull it off because he wears an ascot and a jaw.
What was the point, Rose?
I guess after the baby came, they needed more room. The point of the story. Well, gradually they were able to make friends, and they ended up the most popular family in town.
But only because they went out and met.
Front is the first step back. I think Bertrand Russell said that. Or was it Nipsey Russell? I get them confused. They're both so witty.
You're right, Grandma. I'm not fine.
You really hurt me. I feel so alone.
Honey, you are not alone. You have your family with you, and your grandma and your...
From Miami.
You know, I think I will take a slice of cake. Hello.
Uncle Angelo, I'd like you to meet,
I'm Sister Rose.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Sister Blanche. We're here collecting lingerie.
Ma.
It's okay, she changed her mind.
Oh, God.
I know, Dorothy, I know.
Oh, that must be the Lilla Strands.
Frank, we love you, but you are out of here.
Give me a minute.
Sure.
Listen, you're just stuck.
Of course, your speech endorsing public beheadings with no trial, I think got him a little concerned.
I know, he wants to see me again. But I think it's personal.
In my day, we didn't have therapy. We were too busy looking for food.
Looking for food, you mean to take back to your cave? Barry was the man that I wanted to be the first.
First where?
On Mars, Rose. My first lover.
Well, so what happened?
Stanley, that's what happened. Stanley. I went to a drive-in with Stanley.
Mother and a friend.
No, she wasn't, Blanche. Honey, you're still a mother. And even though your kids are grown up and act like they don't need you, they do.
I'm not so sure about that, Dorothy.
You're absolutely right, Dorothy. And I'll tell you something else. A mother sometimes needs her children even more.
Rose.
And then for dessert, he took me to this most romantic little bistro. And while the waiter was glazing my peaches, Richard leaned over and took my hand, and you know what he said?
What?
Our biggest worry will be tank sweat. Sophia, what's the point?
The point is, I lost a fortune.
Well, what does that have to do with getting Dorothy and Blanche back together?
Nothing. I told you, stay out of it.
It'll be in the upper 80s with a nice, gentle breeze. So with that outdoor service, we'll come away with some healthy color.
Aunt Gretchen always loved the sun.
Well, maybe they'll have an open casket.
An island, and I know you feel like
Well,
a family.
I am family. I'm her long-lost Swedish mother.
You're her Swedish mother.
Yeah. You bet you sure. Oh, come on, let me in.
I'm afraid not.
Here, let me try, Sophie. Nurse.
Chilled to the bone. I've never seen it be this cold in Miami.
You know, I think that storm is getting worse.
I disagree. I think the storm was at its worst. Blanche, your picture's in the paper, and there's a big article about the Citrus Festival.
What's it say? What's it say?
Miami will be busy this weekend with 10 major conventions. Listen to this. The highlight being the Citrus Festival Ball.
Oh, don't hold dinner for me tonight. I have a date. I guess I better go get out of these clothes.
Again? Well, Rose, you got a reprieve. As long as Blanche isn't here, she won't find out that you brought a dog into the house.
What do I care if she Blanche is dating Norman? You're sleeping better than you have in years. And Sandy Duncan is finally back on TV.
I think we should have a little talk with her.
You know Sandy Duncan?
They're practically babies. Babies need a mama. Goodness, I've already raised my family. I don't have the energy to go through that again.
Well, then, Blanche, how could you accept his proposal?
Because it was a moment I'd been dreaming about, and everything was just so perfect, and before I knew it, I said yes. Only now I have to tell him no. What'd he say?
He said that since Emily's parents left her in our care, we do have two options. We can either wait for the Children's Protective Services to contact us, which should take about 48 hours, or we can take her in.
Take her in? Where?
Around the inseam, Rose. For the police!
Way.
99.
Ma, you lost 1 pound.
Thank you, Rene Descartes. I'm looking for advice, not arithmetic.
Ma, you cannot get upset over 1 pound.
Maybe you can't, I can. For 50 years, my weight hasn't changed by an ounce. And as far as I'm concerned,
Need help making decisions. That's the way it was with Thor, our pet lamb. From the time he was first separated from his mother, he wouldn't eat, he wouldn't sleep, he wouldn't frolic with the other sheep.
You're slipping into verse, Rose. Keep it simple.
Daddy got the idea of
the market's in Miami. If it was in Phoenix, I'd be going in the sun.
Now, Sophia, Rose asked a perfectly sensible question.
Am I the only one she caught by surprise?
Ma.
Rose, I'm going to buy a nectarine. I go to the market every day to buy a nectarine. At 82, that's life. A round trip on the number 6 bus to buy it.
Ellie.
No.
Yes.
What exactly do you do in bed, Rose? Nothing. I do nothing.
Well, maybe that's it. They have to do it all.
Come on, Blanche. It's not her fault. She has a perfectly normal...
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, well, right. That clears it all up. See you later, then. He robbed the bank. Anybody hungry?
This is so sad. We were all so lonely, and then by a miracle we found...
Made a fool of myself, didn't I?
Yes!
I feel awful, just awful.
Listen, if you don't want tonight to turn into a total disaster, you have to stop being so self-conscious.
Oh, well, you're right, of course. Dr. Newman is a guest in our home. If I'm self-conscious, he'll be ill at ease. I can't allow that to...
I'm not talking about anything special. The subject of aliens never came up.
Well, I can give you something to talk about. My date tonight, which turned out to be the most humiliating evening I've ever spent in my entire life.
So, what are we...
Eve, what a terrible day we've been having.
What are you telling me for? You think I'm hiding Father Flanagan under here? Got my own problems.
What's wrong, Ma?
Today was the worst day I've ever had at a hospital, not counting the unfortunate mistake Dr. Feldman made during my gallbladder surgery.
Blanche, maybe you should stay and talk to a counselor, too.
Oh, look, Santa's come to spread some Christmas cheer. Oh, good luck with these gleaming gusses.
Hold it. No one's going anywhere.
Deep, deep, deep inside.
Listen, when I thought I was moving, I was going to give each one of you a gift. But I want you to have them anyway.
Why, Sophia, how sweet.
Oh, honey, you shouldn't have.
Oh, Ma, this is so lovely.
In lieu of a story, would you settle for a very wise observation?
Oh, yes, Ma.
Al's a good guy, and he makes you happy. And if you're doing it for that reason alone, it's worth it. It's my guess that you're also doing it because in your heart, you feel it's the right thing.
Thanks, Ma. That means a lot to me.
Good. Ate at Shady Pines. I can't remember, but I know I did it. I must have. I'm going to prison.
You naughty boy. When was the last time somebody gave you a spanking?
Vegas.
Come on, Blanche, we don't want to be late. Oh, darn, I keep forgetting I'm not supposed to speak English. Being bilingual really gets me confused.
Ziploc bags get you confused.
Look sick.
she should go, they'd believe her.
Blanche, you look terrible. What day is this? I've been up for 72 hours. I had a breakthrough. I discovered a new form of writing. The last few weeks with Jake have been wonderful, but there's some things about him I cannot get used to.
Really? Like what?
Well, it's a question of breeding. He uses his fingers instead of his knife to push his food. He tucks his napkin into his collar. He wears white after Labor Day.
Blanche, the man is a winner.
At Doug's wake, people got up and said wonderful things about him, but he wasn't there to hear it. I don't want that to happen to me. I want to hear how people feel about me. I want to be there to listen as they salute my grace, my wit, my inner beauty.
Ma, writers cost money.
Thanks again, Blanche.
Gerald, wait. We don't like Christina, remember?
Blanche. Honey, you okay?
Oh, why do these things keep happening to me? And why do I let them keep happening?
Ma, why are you sitting here in the dark?
Conserving electricity for those who will still be living past Saturday. Put out your hands, Dorothy.
What for?
So I can say hello like Magic Johnson. So I'm going to give you some of my personal things. My bank book, some stocks.
Oh, Ma, come on now. This is crazy.
Sweetheart. Don't let anything go anywhere.
Well, Mother, I guess this is it.
Goodbye, sweetheart.
Oh.
Now listen, you be a good wife, you hear? Be his friend. Be his lover. Don't be his slave. And I want you to...
Where do you go to school, Michael?
Well, college isn't really my style. I attend the School of Life.
Really? A lot of people go there when they can't get accepted anywhere else.
Cute.
Oh, Bridget, I know you're hungry after your trip, honey. I fixed all your favorite things.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Wait a minute. Where are the little wooden...
Natural.
Well, it's a little too natural if you ask me. I prefer to be smooth under my arms and from my ankle to the top of my thigh.
Get out of here.
What?
You shave above the knee?
Well, of course.
Get out of here.
Come on, honey, let's get to that audition. Gloria, just consider this your home.
Oh, thank you. Nice meeting you both.
I'll tell you about it later.
Honey, let's go in the kitchen. I'll fix us some coffee.
No, wait. First, open these. Now, there is a new outfit for you, and some warm pajamas, and
off they went. On their way, Henny Penny and Goosey Lucy came upon Turkey Lurkey. Yes, poor lonely Turkey Lurkey. Poor, dateless, hopeless, self-based
Center.
It's sort of a flop house for infants.
Oh, that must be the baby and her nanny now.
Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late, but you'll never guess what happened today.
Tell me later. Give me the baby and leave.
She said...
About the ancient feud between the Nylans and the Gerklechnerbeigens. That was my mother's maiden name.
Gerklechnerbeigen?
Originally, it was Gerklechnerbeigen Hofstetlerfrau. But they shortened it, because most of my mother's family were in show business. Watch, but there's nothing we can do. It's her daughter. It's her choice. It's like something that happened back in St. Olaf.
Oh, Rose, stop. Rose, why is it when any one of us makes an observation, the first thing we hear from you is back in St. Olaf? Did it ever occur to you that we might be sick and tired of hearing back in St. Olaf, back in St. Olaf, back in St. Olaf?
Mama.
Too bad, Blanche, that you weren't there.
Yeah, too bad, but I'm sure she'll say it again. Okay, let's go.
Wait! Let me get a picture. Isn't she the most beautiful mother you've ever seen?
No, you moron. She has a date.
Oh. Is that true, Dorothy? Do you have a date tonight?
Rose, I mean, that's an awfully personal question. Yes!
Banquet? Not yet. Oh, but I did learn that baked Alaska can actually be cooked locally.
Rose, I have an even bigger scoop for you. Mars bars are made right here on Earth.
Oh, God.
I'm glad you're here, Mr. Barton. I went down to the courthouse this morning.
This isn't a social call. This morning, when I got in my car, somebody let the air out of my tire. I know she did it.
But that's ridiculous.
If I get you on my property, I'm going to have her arrested.
Mr. Barton, I assure you my mother had nothing to do with your tires. It was just a coincidence.
Coincidence?
Marriage was over.
Dorothy, look, things happen.
Things happened. You're damn right things happened. 38 years happened. 38 years of sharing and crying and dreaming and fighting and loving and children and dying. Well, honey, for starters, you talk in your sleep.
And let's face it, you know Dick Cavett awake.
I do not talk in my sleep.
Oh, yes, you do, too. And you snore.
No, I don't. Dorothy snores.
Oh, that's right. Dorothy, I swear you snore worse than a sailor passed out at an adult motel after a night of unbridled...
Miami, Florida, this is Jeopardy! Let's bring out today's contestants. First, we have a substitute high school teacher, Dorothy Spornak. Next, cruise ship purser, Charlie Deese.
Welcome aboard.
And for all you babes who didn't think I had a mind,
See, Marvin, how do you like it? Not a pretty picture, is it?
Marvin, what the hell is going on here?
Isn't it obvious? They put an ad in the magazine to lure an unsuspecting cutie like me into their web of sex games. They want me to be their love slave. Queen, think about it in your room, Your Highness. I need to use the throne.
You're a wonderful plumber's assistant, Dorothy. Jack and died. Oh, Mrs. Beatty, I'm so very, very sorry.
Well, you must have the wrong Al. You've been sleeping with someone else's Al. My Al is as healthy as a horse. It can't be him. Al Beatty from Boca Raton?
Yes.
Saw him grab you. I just couldn't see what he was.
Listen, you know, it could have been a lot worse. Most people in an abusive relationship have to hit bottom before they can get out. You were lucky.
Your bottom's a lot higher than most people's.
Well, I'm off.
Oh, where you going, Rose?
To see... Look at that. Oh, my. It's him. I think. Could that be who I think it is?
Oh, indeed, ma'am. The pontiff is stopping by to bless the patience of St. Ignatius.
Angelo will be on a plane headed for Brooklyn. Wish I'd taken my raincoat.
Why are you two dressed like that?
Well, these are our costumes for the play, Dorothy. We were in the middle of dress rehearsal when they told us all to go home right away.
There's a hurricane heading.
Look, it's right under an ad that reads, History professor seeking non-smoking Oriental woman who was into Wesson oil and bears a resemblance to Florence Henderson.
Is that sign Doug?
Yes.
I know him. He's a sick man.
Terrible.
Body?
Sophia, wills are no joking matter. Charlie tried to be funny with his and left everything to Henrietta, our prize cow. Well, some lawyer got a hold of the will and represented Henrietta on contingency. There I was presenting...
Ma, you promised you'd stay in your room until the meeting was over.
Who am I, Alf? I was hungry.
You were spying.
So what? He's a wimp, Dorothy.
For your information, Gil Kessler is a very bright man, an honest and devoted civic leader, and probably the biggest wimp I've ever...
Hills. Charming homes.
Yes.
Full of idiots.
Yes.
What? I never saw anything like it. Must be the water.
I grew up in St. Olaf, and most of my family still live.
One she knows. It makes it a lot easier sharing a history together. It helps knowing each other's idiosyncrasies. I don't think Stan and I would ever have gotten together had I known that his entire family smells their fingers all day after they eat chicken.
After we were married, I told George that the only thing that could have made that evening more romantic was if we'd had candles and wine and a big blanket. So on our 10th anniversary, George fired up the old Packard and we drove along the same...
When it really hits me.
Oh, Arnie, I'm so sorry. You know, it's moments like this that it helps to know that time heals all.
You know what else works? A good back rub.
So I left the priesthood 4 months.
Oh, yeah, we had a wonderful visit. Oh, excuse me, sir, but do you mind if I take a souvenir?
Go ahead. You got a lot of sweet memories here. I had a Grammy once myself. Okay, boys, let's go celebrate my birthday.
Blanche, you need a minute to say goodbye?
That's way up there on my list. It comes right after intelligent.
He doesn't talk loud at the movies, doesn't take his own pulse, and he's still interested.
In what?
Rose, if you have to ask, it does not matter anymore.
Time step.
Fine. And...
Oh, honey.
Oh, all right, I'll go. For the sake of the act.
If you really want to do something for the sake of the act, have one of those 2 left feet made into a right one.
I start to cook. A few hours later, he comes back. He says he couldn't find a cab. We eat in silence. Halfway through, I look up, and he's got tears in his eyes. He tells me, this meal is like our marriage. The veal is like him, tough and stubborn.
General terms, and I make up wild, crazy names for my patients, so there's no way she could know who I was talking about.
But nevertheless...
Oh, my God, I'm in the way. I can go in the kitchen. Why don't I go in the kitchen? You know, I used to worry that I would miss something, but that was before Richie. He's making me so unerotic. Don't talk about me, it'll kill me.
Hey, you got any decent nectarines?
There's nothing wrong with those nectarines.
Please, I got a bowl of wax bananas that'll be right before these,
You're crazy. This nectarine...
Oh, but you just look at him.
Mrs. Devereaux, that's the umbilical cord.
Oh, but look at her. Oh, look at this Becky. She's wonderful. Oh, my gosh. She's almost...
Nice robe. Why don't I put you down for an extra session this week?
Look, Carol, it's nice to see you, but this is really a rather personal matter.
Oh, don't worry. Richie tells me about all his cases.
That isn't true, is it, Richie?
Don't worry, I tell her things in very...
Over with. Since you put it that way, but only as a personal favor to you, honey. Well, I guess I better go get dressed.
Thank you, Blanche. Can you believe that backstabbing slut?
I really think you're old.
Dorothy, how's the show going?
Terrible, but better than 30-something.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Wasn't that fun, boys and girls?
Oh, hit the bottle, hit the bottle.
Oh, I wonder what would happen if somebody called up my sister Virginia and told her this terribly embarrassing story. I guess there's only one way to find out.
Well, I'm exhausted. I'm going to bed. You coming, Ma? Well, as long as you don't mean it in a negative way.
Of course not. You know, growing up in the South...
God, here it comes! The honeysuckle, mint juleps, three-legged dogs, you and Opie and Floyd and the barber... Blanche. Maybe you should stay and talk to a counselor, too.
Oh, look, Santa's come to spread some Christmas cheer. Oh, good luck with these gleaming gusses.
Hold it. No one's going anywhere.
Out your car. I went to the bank to get the money.
Honey, I can't sell you that car.
Blanche,
Honey, I can't sleep from all the worry and guilt I have been suffering. I wasn't totally honest with you, Rose. I told you that car was in perfect condition. Well, it's not. It's a piece of junk. It's the noisiest thing to come out of Detroit since Martha and the band.
A prison term. But don't worry about it. I'll come by tomorrow night. We'll sit down and go over all the receipts. There's a punishment.
I will not. Now get out, Stanley.
Calm down. I can eat it plain. Well, gotta go now. See you tomorrow night.
I can't believe this is happening. Our home.
So tomorrow I'm just going to have to stop this lying and tell the truth, no matter how much it might hurt all of us. Dorothy, I want you to know that having friends like you really helps me get through times like that.
So that we could buy Pop a television for his birthday.
Then it's settled. You buy us one, we'll buy you one.
It's a deal.
Sure. Then your father can go watch the Friday night fights with your yutz of a husband. You can come over here and watch Person to Person with me. And maybe once a week the whole family can come over and watch that new...
Well, ladies, the flu is going around and I'm afraid you've all got it.
I told them that 2 days ago. Tell them something new for $50.
How long is it going to last? Or 24 hours, 48?
We're talking at least a week.
Oh, really? Oh, we have to go to a banquet Saturday night. Can't you give us a pill or something?
Sorry.
And what do you know? You ain't got right going. Boots are made for. That's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Pines Retirement Home. Except here the lights and the exit sign work.
What's our plan, Dorothy?
What is this, Mission Impossible? Do I look like Peter Graves?
You could if you'd put a rinse in your hair and wear a lighter shade of lipstick like I think.
Here, I'll tell you what our plan is. Now, there's $10,000.
Nobody reported any lost glasses.
Not lost, stolen. I want cops on this. Big, burly, steroid-crazed cops.
Sophia!
Oh, fine. Get one for Blanche, too. Throw it on my tab.
It's okay that you loved him.
I did love him. He was my son, my little boy. But every time I saw him, I always wondered what I did, what I said, when...
Rose, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why is your name 3 times larger than ours?
Because I'm the one who actually won it. If you ever want to look at it, it'll be in my bedroom.
Was rooming with Bobby Joe Nugent. We'd been having an affair for months in the one place Jean-Pierre never thought to look.
The Eiffel Tower.
Actually, it was in the cutaway Oldsmobile that they kept in the driver's ed department at school. Oh, Lordy, the things I did in that car.
You're not mad at her.
I'm not. I'm mad at you.
Hey, as long as it's your birthday, how about I get one of the two of you together?
Do you mind? Me? Why are you mad at me?
Rose, you should have known you could trust me. This is an insult to me and our whole relationship.
Miles? Miles?
So, what's new at home?
Oh, I did get a chance to go into your bedroom, Sophia, and there's just no way I'll be able to refund your cleaning deposit.
Totally understandable. I'll see you in court, my child.
Sophia!
Mother Superior, this is my daughter Dorothy and my ex-roommates.
Hello.
I know this is going to sound odd, but we used to live here many, many years ago, and we were hoping that we could look around, for old time's sake. Would that be possible?
Petrillo, they let Italians live here?
Look, we came all the way from Miami, please.
Okay, but don't...
For Ma's sake, Now, let's see, you're going with Howard.
Dr. Howard.
How about Doug?
Oh, Dorothy, not Doug. I couldn't possibly. He's on my A-list. I mean, come on, Dorothy. He's a judge. He's fun to be with, and I haven't paid a speeding ticket in 6 months.
Now it's settled. I'll have a nurse here tomorrow.
Wouldn't it be cheaper to just set me adrift on some ice floe?
If it were, do you think you'd still be here?
Hi, we're back.
Oh, hi, honey. And what did you do today?
Grandma took me down to the docks to watch the sailing.
No, Sophia, you won't so much as glance at another man.
Dream on, Piccadilly.
Oh, come on, Blanche. Let's go confess to Rose and beg her forgiveness.
Oh, not that kind of circus. A herring circus. Sort of like SeaWorld. Only smaller. Much smaller. But bigger than a flea circus.
Tell me, Rose,
Here. It was some treat. You made an old lady feel young again. You're okay.
We love you, Sophia.
Oh, we sure do. This is nice to die with friends. I'm gonna close my eyes now, but I'm only resting.
And sweetheart, I want you there with me.
Chicago? Go to Chicago? I don't even know you.
Rose, honey, himself.
I think I'm beginning to see your point.
You do?
Who cares? You want to hear the sequel?
The point is, you're letting Stan get too comfortable here. He may never want to leave.
Now, she is right, Dorothy.
She is not. He is recuperating. He is not getting comfortable. Believe me, he doesn't want to stay here any longer than he has to.
Stop being so vain. You can't stay 42 forever.
Yes, you can. If you eat right, exercise regularly, and live with women who look a lot older than you.
Tell me, Rose, is kill the bitch a tradition? Blanche, when is Becky coming? I want to make sure that Ma's all moved into my room.
I'm picking her up at 10:30.
How come when company comes, I always have to sleep with Dorothy? How come I always get the short stick?
It's because you are the short stick. Put that down.
Why?
Since you're sleeping with me, no more liquid till Becky leaves.
Where I can buy the best donuts. Of course something is wrong. Dorothy never came home.
Yes, she did. She's in the kitchen.
All right, spill it. I want details.
Yeah, so do I.
Oh, me too.
Well, there isn't that much to tell. Eddie?